All right, good morning. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to take you through the process that I use when I remove damaged subfloor. Most of these older manufactured homes that I work on came from the factory with particle board subfloor, and it doesn't take much water to get them to deteriorate. The particle board doesn't hold up as well as the plywood. So what I do, so I'm going to try to take you along and show you the steps that I do. I've had good success doing it this way for over 20 years. So if you see this and you think there's a better way to do it, please comment. I always like to hear what other people think and maybe learn something. You know, different technique. I'm always open to learning something new. So anyway, here we go. All right, as I'm laying this out, I have in my notes, it's around 3 foot by 9 foot. Those notes I use when I'm estimating the job, so I know how much material to figure. So for example, my damage only comes out 3 feet from the wall, and it's only 8 feet. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing a 3 by 8, making a rip, I'm going to cut this to my opening 4 feet. Get a little extra new plywood floor, but it saves me work and makes the job go easier. So I like to kind of think ahead, and if I have to use just a little bit more material like plywood, stuff, everyday stuff, but if it's going to save me time from extra framing, extra cuts, I'm going to do that all day long. So I came in and put my saw up against the wall and made 3 saw marks. So now, on those saw marks, I'm gonna pull back 48 inches, mark the floor. Over here, same thing. One last one. Take a straight edge. Marks. Now I have a dual track saw, 60 volt, but I don't like to use it to cut floors. I don't know if there's a hidden staple, some sort of hidden fastener. So, and these cuts don't have to be perfect. You always want to do your best, but this is not fine furniture we're making here, so if it's off just a hair, it's not a big deal. So it's a subfloor. So, anyway, get that marked out. I already got my saw depth set for about 7/8 of an inch. The floor is a little bit uneven. My particle board is 3/4 of an inch, so go just a hair past. Run with it. our subfloor line here. Very smart. We just cut right through the middle one. Not paying attention, but no harm, no foul. Alright, now since I made those lateral cuts, all I have to do is step on it, which I inadvertently did, and start to take them out. So, put the gloves on here. Just like that. The glue that they put on the factory originally over the years has given up, and so a lot of times they'll pull out big pieces just like this. This one I already stepped on, so it's this one. This one's going to need a cut. Not a problem. Solid. Right, our subfloor's off. I have minimal cleanup to do on the floor joist. Little hiccup there, we'll straighten that cut out. And we'll be back in just a minute. We're ready to add some framing before we drop our panel in. Okay. So my go-to tool of choice is my multi-tool, oscillating tool for cleaning up these floor joists. That way, instead of trying to get screws that may have stuff in the heads or staples, I just go and cut them off. floor wasn't too bad. Old floor leveler. Okay, so I've saved everyone the boredom of watching me cut blocks. I cut blocks to fill in along the sides. I like to have edge nailing around all four sides when I do one of these subfloor replacements. So nail these blocks in. The other thing I like to do, I like to start on the edge closest to where I have the platform. So what I'll do is I'll put my blocks in, I'll bring my sheeting in that I'm going to replace, slide it close, and now I've moved my platform closer and I'm not trying to balance on open floor joist, risk falling into the crawl space or, breaking a leg. So here we go. Okay, so what I was doing with the board, I was using as lever. What happens over time, this particle board gets wet and either, swells up so it gets thicker than your original 3/4. Other times it'll sag. Here I had some areas where it was sagging and I couldn't get my blocks to plane into my floor joist. The reason that matters is when I put my 3/4 inch or 22/32 plywood up against the particle board, if there's a sag in it, now we're going to have a dip in the floor, customer does laminate, and it looks terrible. So just use a lever and use my sheeting, able to push it up until the edges of my blocks are flush with my floor joist. Now I'm off, go on the next one. So just one of the little tricks you learn after doing this for multiple decades. Okay, now we got everything framed in. It's time to put our sheeting on, and I like to use Loctite PL construction adhesive, and so I will put that on all of the surfaces, put our decking on, and then nail it down. And just like that, now we have our replaced subfloor. And I don't use regular nails when I nail that down. I actually use galvanized ring shanks. So between the glue and the galvanized ring shanks, this isn't coming out. anytime soon. So anyway, that's how I replace damaged subfloor on a manufactured home or in a manufactured home. Thanks for watching.